What's up YouTube, this is Tien, bringing you a new video. This time we're going to answer the question we get on stream a lot, which is, what maps did you shape? I'm actually going to go a bit further, and instead of telling you what maps I shaped, I'm going to tell you how I decide on which maps I'm going to shape, and then you guys can make your decision on which maps you're going to shape based on which approach you're taking to the atlas. What do I mean by what approach you're taking to the atlas? Basically, there's two different strategies right now when it comes to the atlas. You can do high tier mapping, which is high investment into maps, trying to get a lot of map drops back, sustaining like tier 15, tier 16 maps. The other strategy is doing low tier alch and go farming, and they both have their benefits. I like the low tier one if you're trying to experience the league mechanic a lot, or maybe trying to stack quantity and just blast through maps, maybe farm div cards, things like that. I tend to gravitate towards the high tier map farming though, and most of my content when it comes to map sustain and stuff kind of revolves around that. Okay, so let's get into kind of the three factors that I use when deciding is a map good or not, or is it a good candidate for shaping or using my Elder Orb. The three things are atlas location, the layout of the map, and then the divination card that's on the map. Atlas location, let's just dig right into it. There's basically two things. It's the number of sextants that it can be hit by, and then the color of those sextants. And on top of that, the atlas location also matters for things like setting up Elder Shaper Ping Pong in terms of my Elder Square strategy. So a map like Ramparts, for example, would be really low in the atlas location score, because if I were to have an Elder Square set up for it, it would be very hard to ping pong Elder Shaper influence. Once Elder takes this entire area, Shaper has no way to re-attack it. Compare this to a map like Grotto or Armory, which has 5 white sextants, very easy to maintain Elder Shaper ping pong. Maybe I could have a stronghold on Ashenwood and Laboratory, and then just have Elder influence in the middle here. And then, Armory has 3 different ways it can be attacked by Shaper. So really easy to maintain Elder Shaper ping pong there. And again, the number and the color of sextants is fantastic for Armory. So that's atlas location. Let's go back to layout of the map. This one's actually really complicated. It's not just how easy it is to run without backtracking and stuff like that. That is part of it. It's one of the 4 things that makes up the layout of the map. Number 2 is the kind of how many monsters are in the map. Based on running the map white, you can basically eliminate all of the rare modifiers to the map, and you can see how many monsters are just in the map. For this reason, maps like Underground Sea, Haunted Mansion, Grotto are huge maps. When you get that increased pack size by 40%, there's not a lot of walls in the map. So when you get this pack size, it actually just allows more monsters to spawn there. I notice this sometimes with Toxic Sewer. While I love this map in terms of how easy it is to run, if you get a lot of pack size in there, sometimes they just can't fit into the map. You hit a strongbox or something and like very few monsters pop out. That's kind of a bad feeling, and so it's not a large map compared to those other ones that I mentioned. The third factor when it comes to layout of a map is the boss. So if you're doing a high tier map strategy, you generally want to kill the boss because the boss has a high chance at dropping a map. It also has a whole just bunch of loot attached to it. And the boss is basically, is it easy to kill? Is it phased? Is it tanky? Does it do a lot of damage? Can it kill you? The boss really matters when it comes to the layout of the map. The last thing is how favorable it is for your movement ability. Are you Queen of the Forest and you're running around? Are you using Shield Charge, Flame Dash? Does it gel with your movement ability? So these 4 factors make up layout of the map, and it's pretty hard to kind of combine all these things, but I kind of gravitate towards ones that are easy to run and that are large. And then I'll just make a build that is good for that map in terms of being able to kill the boss and have it be favorable with my movement ability. The last one is Divination Card. This one's really easy, right? It's how valuable is the Divination Card kind of multiplied by how rare it is. For that reason, maps like Spider Forest and Burial Chambers are always going to be pretty high on that div card score. They can drop the Dr. Divination card, which is really valuable. Shout out to, I guess, some of the more common cards that are good sources of steady income. Underground Sea, again, is fantastic because of the Survivalist Divination card. It also has like a Gold Ring Divination card. Grotto has the Loyalty Divination card. It's a good one just for steady source of income in terms of fusings and things like that. So those are basically the three things that I use to evaluate the map. And again, depending on what your strategy is, these things might matter more or less, right? If you're just doing an Alch and Go strategy, you don't care that much about Atlas location because you're not sextanting it up. You're not maintaining Eldership or Influence maybe. Layout matters a lot if you're doing like a low tier Atlas strategy. Either of the strategies, I think layout's very, very important. And then div card, obviously, if you're stacking quant or something like that, really, really powerful. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a lot of content. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments below, and I will try and answer them. Hopefully this cleared up something for you guys. Hopefully you guys have learned a little bit of something in this video here. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for stopping by.